On the floor, on the floor. I was laying on cold. That's what it cracks, so that's crack for it. I made a promise to that floor. I kept it. I was 23 and broken on a floor that wasn't mine, in a city that had chewed me up and spit me on the line between surviving and not surviving, counting every cent. $2 in a bag of chips and 60 days behind on rent. Nobody called, I checked the phone, the silence was complete. Every person I had invested in and found a clean delete button with my name on it, pressed and moved along and left me with the silence and the question, what went wrong? I laid her in the dark and made an inventory list of every single thing I had, and here is what exists after everything, after the falling, after the removing. My breath, my mind, my anger, and the absolute refusing to let this be the chapter that defines the whole book. I got up off that floor and I took one last look at the man that floor had seen, said goodbye to him right there, left him in the crack, stood up, walked out into the air, started building from the only thing I had that night, the decision that the floor was not my final resting sight. That's where the story actually starts. Not from the highlight, not from the finish, from the parts. Nobody wants to film the cold tile, the empty phone. From the floors where I built everything I call my own. From the floor, that's where I began. From the floor, that's where I became a man. Every person who walked out, every door that closed on me, just gave me the coordinates where I needed to be. Year two, I had a job that paid me just enough to stay. Hungry not for food, hungry for the life that slipped away when I wasn't watching, back when I was comfortable and slow. Before the floor taught me that comfortable is how you don't grow. I worked a double shift, I studied in the parking lot between the clock out and the parking. Used everything I got, a mental space and energy, and poured it into learning everything I didn't know and simultaneously earning every callous, every lesson, every note that came with trying, every door that shut politely, every dream they were denying. I collected it like currency, like every Noah's gold, because a man who's heard enough of them gets strategic, bold, gets specific about exactly where he puts his next attempt. And I got very specific, and I got exempt from the category of men who quit when the quitting would have been the reasonable choice. I am not reasonable, I am from the floor. And floors don't make you reasonable, they make you mean. I did do what the floor gives you, then nothing else can. Clarity when you're on the floor with nothing. You find out exactly what you're made of. Not what you hoped you were made of, not what your parents said, not what the resume says, what you actually made of. Because everything else has been stripped away, and what's left, that thing that's left, that's the real material, that's what you build with. I found out what I was made of on a cold tile floor at 23 years old. And what I was made of was enough. More than enough. Get up. From the floor, that's where I began. From the floor, that's where I became a man. Every person who walked out, every door that closed on me, just gave me the coordinates where I needed to be. I built everything here, from the floor through the doubt and the fear. You can have the head start, you can have the running start. I'll take the cold tile floor and the fury in my heart. I remember every crack in that time. I kept my promise. Hi-hat builder. List everything that was supposed to stop me. Read it back. None of it worked. They wrote the list of reasons why I wouldn't make it through. The circumstances, the statistics, the specific view. The people in my position don't arrive at what I'm building. They stay contained within the story, stay within the ceiling of the expected outcome of the pre-assigned result. And I looked at every reason and I made it my catapult. Every obstacle converted, every no became a yes. Every door that closed became a window, every test became the curriculum I needed for the next level. I didn't fight the obstacles, I used them like a shovel to dig deeper into what I'm made of. What survives when everything around it fails, and what survives pride. Nothing stops this, not the morning, not the weather, not the voices, not the history, not whether anyone believes the destination that I'm heading for. Nothing stops this, I've been stopped before, no more. Nothing stops a man who made the decision permanent. Nothing stops the work when the work becomes the current version of who you are, not what you do, who you are. Nothing stops this, and nothing ever has so far. Nothing stops this, not today, not ever. Nothing stops this, I put it all together. Every reason to quit became a reason to go. Nothing stops this, and everybody's gonna know. Gonna know. I redefine what stopping looks like. Stopping is just pause to recalibrate the study, to apply new laws to the same old problem. Stopping is just information that the current approach needs modification, not termination, never termination. I don't quit, I adjust, I reload, I find the angle, I commit to the adjusted version, harder, smarter, more refined. Every setback was a workshop for upgrading what's inside the machine, the mind, the method, the approach. I am my own mechanic, my own manager, my own coach. And the machine I'm running now is different from before. Nothing stops this, cause I know what stopping's for. I want you to think about every single thing that was supposed to stop you. Every circumstance, every person, every moment where the math didn't add up. And I want you to notice that you're still here, that every single thing on that list did not stop you. It slowed you maybe, it hurt you maybe, but it did not stop you, because you're here, reading this, breathing this, still in the game. Nothing stopped you, nothing will. The only thing that can stop you now is the decision to stop. Don't make that decision. Nothing stops this, not today, not ever. Nothing stops this, I put it all together. Every reason to quit became a reason to go. Nothing stops this, and everybody's gonna know. Nothing stops this, the proof is the journey. Nothing stops this, nothing's gonna turn me around. Redirect, reconsider, make a goal. Nothing stops the story till the story has been told. Been told. Gonna know. Is the journey. Nothing stops this. Nothing's gonna turn me around. Redirect, reconsider, make me fold. Nothing stops the story till the story has been told. Been told. Been told. Whoa. Been told. Been told. Whoa. Nothing. When I had nothing, I had a notebook. I wrote everything down. What I wanted, what I feared, what I refused to accept. I still had that notebook. Most of it happened. I was broken writing in the notebook by a lamp that flickered every time the wind hit the window. In a bit of brittle coming through the frame, I had my coat on the inside, writing down the version of my life I would reside, and eventually specifically with dates attached, with names of things I build and places I would catch myself at. Finally standing in the rooms that seemed like science fiction, from inside those winter glooms of a one-bedroom that I share with secondhand furniture, and the certainty I couldn't prove to anyone. The murmur of a life not yet existing, being documented by a man with $12 and a lamp, and he's committed to the writing, to the naming, to the making it specific, because something in me knew that vague dreams stay in traffic. But specific ones, dated ones, they move, they become appointments, and appointments you approve. I wrote it all down, every room, every figure, every goal, every version of the life I wanted, wrote it to my soul as a contract, as a covenant, as evidence to hold myself accountable to, and I never let it go cold. I wrote it down, went right, so it don't let I had. I wrote it down in winter, when the winter was at bad. I wrote it down and then I built it, line by line, page by page. I wrote it down at 24, lived it on the stage. I wrote it down before I had a reason to believe. I wrote it down before I had the tools to achieve everything I put on paper in that cold and flickered light. I wrote it down and then I built it. I wrote it down before I had a reason to believe. I wrote it down before I had the tools to achieve everything I put on paper in that cold and flickered light. I wrote it down and then I built it. And I built it right, built it right. 10 years later, I was standing in the room I wrote about. The specific room, the city, the specific way to die was supposed to have prevented me from ever walking in. I stood there and I felt the notebook open up within. My memory felt the flicker of that lamp against the page, felt the cold through the window, felt the 24-year rage. I wanted something so specific, the wanting was embarrassing to say out loud, so I said it to the page, the ravishing detail of a future I had no business believing in from where I sat. And yet I'm in the room, the actual room, the one I wrote down. And I reached in my jacket, pulled a notebook, sat down, found the page, the original page, dated specific. Read it in that room and what I felt was scientific. Proof that writing down the thing, naming it, committing. It's not delusion, it's the architecture of the building. Before the building exists, and I built the spec, from a notebook and a lamp and a flickering winter wreck. Of an apartment to this room, this specific room, and the notebook is the blueprint, and the blueprint beat the gloom.
There is something that happens when you write something down, something that doesn't happen when you just think it. When you write it, you make a decision. You move it from the category of wishes into the category of intentions. And intentions behave differently than wishes. Intentions demand action. Intentions create pressure. Intentions look back at you from the page every time you open the notebook and ask you what you've done today toward them. Write it down. Name it, date it, and then spend every day building toward the page. The page is waiting. Write it down.
I wrote it down before I had a reason to believe. I wrote it down before I had the tools to achieve everything I put on paper in that cold and flickered light. I wrote it down and then I built it. And I built it. I wrote it down and then I lived it page by page. I wrote it down at 24 and built the stage I'm standing on right now. The room I wrote about in winter, I wrote it down. I built it, not a single splinter of the day was that's been a high. I wrote it down once, that's been a high. I wrote it down and I lived it page by page. I wrote it down at 24 and built the stage. I built it right. I'm standing on right now the room I wrote about in winter. I wrote it down, I built it, not a single splinter of that feeling was left behind.
My father had hands that were never clean. Not because he was dirty, because he worked. Every single day of his life with them. I watched those hands. My whole childhood. I understand them now.
Every morning, never failed while the rest of the block was sleeping. He was already detailed in the preparation, lunch pack, boots laced, no complaint, just the quiet discipline of a man under the weight of everything a father carries, everything a provider holds without discussing every bill, every reminder that the margin is paper thin and paper thin means perfect. Every decision, every dollar, every surface of the life he built for us was load bearing, nothing extra, nothing wasted, nothing casual. Architecture of our household was precision, built by tired hands that never once made us feel the weight of their demands. I watched him and I learned the language with no words in it, the language of a man who shows up and fits the bill of what his family needs before he needs himself. My father put us on the shelf above everything else, and I carried those hands with me, I carried them today. In every early morning, in every price I paid for the life I'm building, in every moment that I choose the harder road, because my father's hands never learn to lose. My father's hands build everything I stand on every day. My father's hands show me the only thing I need to say with my life, not my words, with the daily demonstration of a man who does the work without a queer and celebration.
My father's hands, I see them in my own. My father's hands in every seed I've sown, every early morning that I wanted to stay down. I remember those hands working and I don't let myself drown. Let myself drown. Let myself drown.
He never told me life was fair, he showed me it was workable. He never said the system's right, he showed me it was surmountable. He never promised it gets easy, showed me it gets clearer. Every year that you commit to it, the target gets nearer. I watched him get passed over, watched the politics of places that weren't built for men who look like him, watched the faces of people who decided what his ceiling was before he spoke a single word, and watched him go back out the door in word calling, not in anger, not in bitterness and purpose. Like the unfairness of the obstacle just gave him more surface area to demonstrate exactly what he's made of, and what he was made of was the thing I'm not afraid of anymore. Difficulty, resistance, the long road. I used to fear the weight, now I just pick up the load, because my father carried more than this without a single word of complaint, and his blood is in me. Every tingle of wanting to give up gets replaced by his example and the story of his hands, and I've had more than ample proof that what he passed to me is more than I deserve. My father's hands are in my hands, and I will serve every dream he couldn't reach. With everything I am, I carry his hands forward. I am my father's plan.
Yeah. There's a specific moment every man has where he looks at his own hands and sees his father's. Maybe it's when he's working. Maybe it's when he's tired. Maybe it's when he's carrying something heavy and he realizes he knows how to carry it because he watched someone else carry heavier without complaint, without credit, without anyone knowing what it actually cost. That's the inheritance that doesn't show up in any will. That's the thing that gets passed through example. My father's hands are in my hands, and I will not waste them.
My father's hands, I see them in my own. My father's hands in every seed I've sown, every early morning that I wanted to stay down. I remember those hands working, and I don't let myself drown. Let myself drown. Let myself drown. My father's hands,
They never stop moving,
my father's hands,
always improving.
everything around us.
Everything they touched, I carry those hands forward, and I carry them with love.
My father's hands,
They never stop moving,
father's hands,
always improving.
everything around us.
Everything they touched, I carry those
hands forward and I carry them with love.